for joining us. We begin tonight with Musk and Big Balls.
Big balls.
Big balls.
Big Balls, who worked for Elon Musk's so-called Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE.
In the one case of the Big Balls kid, a literal teenager.
Big Balls online, Big Balls here, that Katie's talking about.
A 19-year-old that goes by the username Big Balls.
So that would be one way that we could refer to him.
Young computer whizzes, the aforementioned Big Balls.
Because who among us doesn't feel better about big balls in charge of American air traffic control?
Welcome to Just the Guys Podcast.
What's up, fellas? It is Saturday night, and y'all know what time it is. It's time for Just the Guys. Big Balls is top of mind tonight for a lot of for a lot of reporters out there. Guys, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment. Comment Big Balls if this is your first time watching us. But let's go ahead and get right into it, guys. First off, we're celebrating Black History Month. How did you guys celebrate this week?
I didn't. I mean, I didn't celebrate.
So let me ask you, what did you do to celebrate this week? Let me ask you.
I didn't celebrate Black History this week.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I was under the false presupposition that I guessed that Black history is history, so I don't take a specific time to celebrate. It's kind of like my daughter said, "Dad, what are you doing for Valentine's Day?" I said, "Nothing." She said, "Why?" I said, "Because Valentine's Day's every day, so why do I need to take a specific time to show that I love you?" It's kind of the same way to me. I didn't, if you guys hadn't said anything about it.
So Valentine's Day doesn't get a little extra love?
No. And 18 years later, the proof's in the pudding. So
I went to white supremacist spaces, on Twitter, and I went into their spaces and reminded them of how much of a disappointment they were. That's what I did for Black History. I will occasionally kick in the backs of underachieving whites. So I went into white supremacist platforms and pretty much told them that they are low achieving whites, and blaming the Jews won't get you anywhere. You gotta look in that mirror and you gotta face reality. That's what I did for Black History.
Hey, right on, man. And guys, if you're new here to Just the Guys, we actually did an episode on this quite a few weeks back. CT was running that episode about how upset with whites he was.
Yeah.
And you gotta go back and check it out. Gimpy.
Well, I just gotta say you beat me, CT, because I just had extra heapings of collard greens and chitlins to celebrate Black History.
But you're married to a Black woman, aren't you? Or
yeah. I was told that her identification through slavery in Eastern Europe was what made her Black. Yes. So again, I hung out with my wife, so I engaged with a multiracial person.
Yeah.
On top of extra collard greens and chitlins.
So you hung out with your one Black friend
this Black History Month.
So you hung out with your one Black friend, is what you're saying?
No, CT didn't come over.
Oh, dude, I'm crushed by that one. Well, you know what I get called? I don't know. My black card was revoked a little while ago. Jason Vega, man, it's always good to see you, bro. Salute, my man. Shane, the 7 Steel Story, Shifty. We appreciate you hanging out with us, you guys. Always a pleasure, my man.
Yeah,
gentlemen.
None of y'all bike, do you? I don't bike. Yeah, I don't really bike much.
I don't bike.
Okay.
Not necessarily.
No.
All right, so I'm just saying, for Black History Month, I celebrate it by doing my wife, and so there is that. But speaking of,
amen, brother.
Wait
doing wives and Big Balls again made headlines. What's going on with this? Like, how did Big Balls get in the news? Tyrone, what's it like? What do you think these CNN anchors and journalists are feeling right now having to do this?
Imagine going all the way through journalism school, you work your way up in the industry, you land a primetime anchor spot on a national cable or network news program. And then you have to read that teleprompter and it says Big Balls. Okay. This is where the media is these days, you know. And this kid, this kid had the foresight to, you know, give himself this nickname. I don't think he ever imagined that it would have gotten, you know, to this point. So, kudos to him.
So Gimpy, what is Big Balls in the news for? What is he uncovering, and why are people saying his name like this?
Well, first of all, I got to comment. There's nothing greater of a joy than watching Erin Burnett with all her prim and proper nonsense having to say big balls repeatedly over and over on the air. That personal favorite out of all this. But the kid is a math computer whiz. He finds the money these people have been spending a lifetime on in minutes, hours. That's why they want him cut off from all the data. The dude somehow has a nose for where all the dirty money goes, and they're terrified. Again, I still have to say, best part about it all is watching grown-ass women who think they're too good for everyone else on TV have to repeatedly say big balls.
So I'm gonna just start a question real quick. You know, again, it's been a crazy couple of weeks since January 20th. And people, I guess, have had enough time to say whether, oh man, we made a good decision back in November, or this is a bad decision that we've made when it comes to Donald Trump. Reason, do you have any buyer's remorse for voting for Donald Trump?
That is an absolute negative. I can't even say I'm shocked. The crazy thing is, he said everything. I literally knew he was going to do everything he said he was going to do. I had absolute zero doubt about this. And I don't know if you guys have been hearing about it. They've been saying that the guy has been pretty much, he said he had nothing to do with Project 2025. And everything he's doing is having to do with Project 2025. Did you guys hear that at all?
I didn't hear that.
I didn't hear that one.
Oh, you did?
You sure you didn't get that one from like CNN?
No. Look, I've been here. Well, if it's been CNN, MSNBC, it's been out there that the guy's been.
I mean, the dude Russ Fuller is his guy for OMB, and he wrote Project 2025 or whatever. Oversaw the writing of it.
No, but and that's cool. But what I'm getting at is, we're looking at something that's 900 pages. Around like it's incredibly large. My point is,
big balls.
If you're you're saying get back to big balls?
No.
Okay. My point is, you're ridiculous on that. I mean, think about it. If you're not Christian and you do random stuff in the world, you're probably going to end up doing something that was done in the Bible, correct? I mean, think about it. God blesses saints and sinners alike. My point behind that is this: whatever the guy's doing, chances are with something that's 1,000 pages long, you're probably going to end up doing something that's in that. I mean, government is large, but it's not all that large in the way that people think.
Big balls.
So, you know what? I digress.
Respectfully,
I'm done with this.
So chaotic. I want to get you in here. Buyer's remorse, yes or no? Tell us why.
Big balls.
No, not at all. Not at all. You know, this is like the Independence Day speech giving in the Independence Day movie to go fight the aliens, just repeatedly over and over. It made you feel good. And I feel good, man. I feel good. So no buyer's remorse. Donald Trump is the greatest president of all time. I hope he gets a third term. I don't even know if that's constitutional, but big balls. There we have it. Go ahead, guys. Yeah.
All right. I know we had a lot to say backstage, so I'm going to get Gimpy and Tyrone in here. But Gimpy first. Big buyer's remorse, yes or no? Tell us why.
Well, first, I want to give a shout out to Nicole Bennett for the $10 super chat.
There we go.
Thank you.
Nicole. We love you.
Appreciate you.
Dude, of course not. My favorite thing that they have is this whole buyer's remorse thing. It's insane. They're trying to make fetch a thing by convincing us that all this that's driving them crazy is bad for us, right? Like, no, there is zero buyer's remorse. These idiots are getting exactly what they serve. And without fail. I'm calling it now. If they double down and they keep driving everybody crazy, you can see a future where he calls the DNC a terrorist organization just to piss them off and create an environment where he can create all sorts of problems for them because they're now a domestic terrorist organization.
Yeah.
So you really think that he's gonna declare?
Dude, if they go and Black Lives Matter another city, what's stopping him from labeling the governing bodies over whatever he deems, whether it's DNC or some other large scale left-wing organization? All he has to do is, with a stroke of a pen, label it a domestic terrorist organization. He can freeze their funds, he can force membership out, and it's all legal because they're a domestic terrorist organization. Again, I'm not saying I want that to happen, but if they keep playing this game that every single thing he promised to do, they knew he was going to do, and he's doing, is the coup, right? Didn't you say they were talking about calling it a coup, Tyrone?
They have been. That's
right. Like, and that's ridiculous. Didn't you explain to us how it's not a coup, how it can't be a coup by definition?
Right.
Right. Like, dude, if you keep doing that, they're not learning the lesson. They're quintupling down on what made Trump so empowered right now. So I'm sorry, I'm calling it now. If they keep playing these games, he's going to play a game at the same level back. And hey, dark horse call, DNC gets labeled a domestic terrorist organization. If that happens,
y'all heard it here first. Gimpy calls the DNC domestic terrorist organization. Well, that he's claiming that call is coming. So y'all heard it here first. Let's see if Gimpy is right. But Tyrone, buyer's remorse, yes or no? And tell us why.
Hell no. First of all, to Gimpy's point, a terrorist organization is one that uses violence to achieve political objectives. And didn't Maxine Waters, didn't she incite violence? I mean, she's been doing this for years. Go out in the streets and harass them. Ayanna Pressley just got up and said, "We'll bring the fire." Okay. So, I mean, they certainly are coming very close to inciting violence to achieve their political ends. I mean, that's the truth. But no, I don't have any remorse. I wish I could. I voted for Donald Trump 3 times. Okay. I'm actually, at this point, I'm actually glad that he didn't get it in 2020, because I don't think he would not have been this guy if he'd gotten it in 2020. This is the guy you get after you try to assassinate him twice, after you try to impoverish him, and after you try to imprison him. This is that guy, okay? Now he's going back to what he promised to do in 2016. You want to talk about draining the swamp.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine if you got up in the morning and your stock and trade is national security and you don't have a clearance anymore? You can't make money, okay? So I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. And from the standpoint of a citizen, you telling me that we might be going into a regime where we pay far less in taxes and these other countries have to go back to paying tariffs to get their goods in here? Oh, but you might have to pay 50 cents more for an avocado. You didn't even know what the fucking avocado was before you were 20. Okay.
You didn't know where it came from either.
Right. And we grow avocados right here in the United States too. So I'm loving it.
So America's back, baby.
Dude, he had 4. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so America's back, man. But I'll say this: like, I definitely don't have buyer's remorse. I'm actually like, whoa, like, yeah, you ever invested in something and got way more in return that you expected, and like, yo, this is incredible.
Good way to put it.
Incredible investment, right? But I am not cautious, but I want people to be aware. Last year our theme was be aware and prepare. And right now, like, we have to be aware of what's going on because it does take another level of strength, particularly from people like us, people like, whether it's the conservative movement or what have you, because we're going to see this tantrum being thrown like none other, right? A lot of stuff that's going on is really actually, in my opinion, demonic. And in that sense, like the devil is going to like really, really, really show his ugly head, right? And people like us, people like conservatives, Christians, our Jewish brothers and sisters, whomever, really have to stand up against this because, again, what's coming is we're just seeing the tip of the iceberg. Let's talk a little bit about this USAID stuff that's going on, because you're starting to see, these kind of tantrums, being thrown. What are some of the things that like even here in Baltimore, like some of these like organizations that are saying that they're helping people, helping others, it's all BS. Like, hold on, I got this clip. Hold on, I'm gonna share the screen. Hold on, let's look at this.
Wait.
Sesame Street.
Go ahead, look at Sesame Street. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, but I got something I want to say. When it's
all right, you got it next. Hold on, here we go.
Dude, this is just gonna enrage me.
Oh, can y'all hear it? Make sure you can hear it.
السلام عليكم يا جماعة، أهلا وسهلا فيكم. خلينا نقللكم على الحروف الأبجدية. يلا خلينا نبدأ.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has been nice being on YouTube with you for the past few weeks. That ought to do it.
But can I, before they do kill us, I'd like to say, first and foremost, this dude had 4 years that he laid awake every single night, because we all know he doesn't sleep, to concoct this. And he worked, and you don't think that him and Musk, that this is what Musk paid for, a hand in the plan, right? Like, I'm sorry. He had 4 years. And if this is what we've been handing out all over the world, forget about the fact that a children's show had Elmo and Ernie or Bert or whatever be gun-toting insurgents that ultimately the joke is that they get rocketed by the U.S. I mean, I'm sorry, dude. Like, we should burn it all. Like, USAID can't be cut fast enough.
So, but this is what the liberals are screaming.
Dude, I don't care. They send
about.
rainbow coalitions to Africa. You got to cut that. Dude, no. Burn it. The whole building. They shouldn't have even repurposed it. They should have turned it to ash.
All right, Tyrone, go ahead, man. Jump in there.
Now, look, I just wanted to. They couched all this money laundering behind some, beneficial program. So, okay, you got a kid starving over in Somalia. All right, they give him a bowl of oatmeal, and they'll say, okay, this program cost $5 million. All right. And the minimal amount of money is going to the actual people that need the actual help. Kind of like what the Clinton Foundation did in Haiti. Okay. So all of these people on the back end, Bill Kristol, and there's Republicans too, right? Bill Kristol, the Clintons, all of these people are getting money funneled to them. Look at the Politico. What was it, 80 million a year for premium
subscriptions, something like that, yeah.
Okay, right. So they've crafted it to make it look legit on the surface, but this USAID thing was nothing but a gigantic money laundering scheme, and B, a way to bring demonic influence into other parts of the world. What the hell do the Peruvians need with a transgender superhero comic book? Okay, this is the kind of crap that they were out there doing. So he's fired.
Did you see the schools in Pakistan?
Say again?
Did you see the video of the schools in Pakistan? We paid like $1 million to build like earthquake-proof schools or something in Pakistan or India, one of the two. I forget. Dude, they're like open-air buildings with crumbling desks. And
yeah, and you got Halliburton. You've got all of these companies, BlackRock. BlackRock is all in on the rebuilding of Ukraine. So see how we make money doing that stuff. With the defense contractors, they blow it up. And then our reconstruction contractors come in and clean it up and give aid and all of this kind of crap. Look, the children in Africa have been hungry since I was a kid.
Man.
Okay, this is
Man,
nothing.
hold on. Funny story on that,
operation.
man. The whole children in Africa being hungry. My parents were very cruel to me. And I tell you, I never say I'm starving. To this day, I will never say I'm starving. And here's why. They played one of those little videos of those little skinny African children with the flies flying around them in the crib and said, look, this is a hungry kid.
Mm-hmm.
This is a starving kid. What you are is not starving. But I was just saying, there's a little antidote. But CT, not Elmo and Bert. Now, I know, you're pretty grift friendly, and you always want to get in on the economic opportunities where they arise. Did you miss out on this one?
I am a Ferengi capitalist. However, and I know this may come as a shock to people, if the money is not going to go to if it's not going to go to, or if you're not going to use the money for what you say you're going to use it for, then you're stealing it. And I hope to God that Pam Bondi, with her fine self, by the way, I hope she prosecutes each and every last one of these people for doing what they did, to send a message. Obviously restitution. You can't, I don't think anybody really deserves to go to the penitentiary for this, but definitely restitution being paid out for what they did. If the money's not going to be used for what you say, then it's what, fraud, right? It's some sort of aspect of fraud.
Yeah, people should go to prison for
fraud.
this.
Yeah. So if you had a whatever institution, actor or an actress or a politician or somebody represented, and they had some fund going somewhere and they misappropriated the funds, then it's an open and shut case at this point. I'm so glad that we might see something incredible happening in the next couple of weeks, man. People being put in buses, led to courts and prosecuted for this, or prosecuted and then led to court for this, for their initial appearances, man. I'm talking about high profile people. I think Chelsea Clinton made millions of dollars off of some nefarious scheme she was doing. And like you said, Gippy, you go to these classrooms and do an audit. You go to these places and do an audit. Where's the money going to? Where's the food going to? Where's the? You said you're going to buy this, but you really bought the cheapest amount. So where's the rest of the money at? So yeah, I am greedy. I'm greedy, but if you're going to be charitable in the right sense, man. But that's just me, man. That's my opinion about it.
Right on.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So what's the name? Reason. There you go. Hold on. Who's sharing something?
Me.
Who we got? Oh, that's you? Oh, yeah.
Yep.
All right. Go ahead and it looks like Trump is stripping
Dude, he's a
away
gangster.
security clearances for Letitia James and
Crazy.
Alvin Bragg.
Dude, so she wins in court today and loses in life tonight.
That's crazy.
That is
That's wild, dude. She was all excited, and now she can never go into another courthouse.
Big balls.
Well, she can't go into a federal courthouse.
Federal courthouse.
Yeah, whatever. She's a federal prosker.
No, she's
a state attorney, right?
She's the attorney general of New York.
Yeah, attorney general.
It's crazy, you guys.
No, but
this is what I'm saying.
Things for her.
This is what I mean. Hold on. This is a demonstration of the path I'm talking about in my dark horse prediction, right? I'm not saying it's coming tomorrow, but I'm saying, like, if you have this back and forth where they come after him and take a nip out of him in the courtroom and he comes back with a swipe of a pen and messes up their universe, it's only a matter of time till the first sanctuary city people are getting arrested, politicians are getting arrested, even if it's just theater, even if they're released after, right? Like, they're just being arrested because they're stopping ICE from doing their duty or whatever, and ICE arrests them so they can finish the deportation roundup and then releases them. You're going to get to a point where the game being played is going to escalate to a level where he's going to be like, fuck it, you're terrorists.
Now, let me ask this. This is a philosophical question to the group, right? These people are, clearly evil. I think, again, I do think these people are evil, demonic. But do you celebrate them going down like this? Is this a cause for celebration, or do you like wish God's grace on them, or what have you? Like, what do you? What
I
do you
don't
do?
wish I don't wish God's grace
No,
on
I'm
them.
with Tyrone. I'm
I
dancing.
don't.
Right.
Now I don't celebrate it though, because 4 years from now, and look, and this is just the bottom line. History is replete with examples of people who do not effectively vanquish their enemies, and those enemies coming back and going at it that much more strident. Now, vanquishing this enemy is going to take a lot more than 1 4-year presidential term. This is going to take a national ideology transformation. This is a lot of people that hate America but won't leave. Okay. So Letitia James,
Or Purge.
they're going to still be out here. And the Republicans, I'll land the plane, as CT would say on this. A lot of Republicans are under this mistaken impression that they got to take the high road. Okay. Now, look, I'm not a turn the other cheek guy. And when I get to the pearly gates, I'm going to have to account for that. But on this earth, if you turn the other cheek, they will punch you in that one. And the Republicans seem like they may have finally learned that and are going to fight fire with fire. And yes, you can fight fire with fire. That's how you fight a brush fire, actually. So
shout out to Rico real quick. What's good, fellas? Just put my $2 in the plate. So shout out to Rico. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Rico.
Hey guys,
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it, man.
So if you're happy with Trump being elected, go ahead and comment big balls in the chat. But also just like, share, subscribe of Just the Guys. Make sure you share this video out. We got to get our voice out. We're bringing back Shane. We're going to have something a little bit for you later. But tonight we're just talking about a little bit of buyer's remorse, what's going on with USAID and the big balls of the Trump administration.
Let me point something out real quick. This guy Chokwu has a good point. No more taxpayer-funded charities. Charity should be a personal decision or a corporate decision, but not a tax. I'm with you on that.
No, I 100% agree. Yeah. And, but to that point, right? This is something we see here in Baltimore. Like, you can go on to we have a local Baltimore City voters group or what have you, and one of the conversations is about taxes increasing and things like that. And what you see is all these kind of like leftist, liberals, elitists saying, I'm happy have my taxes increases if it's going to this, if it's going to that. And mind you, they don't care that the money is going into a dark hole. They're just saying, keep that stuff away, keep whatever issue it is away from me. And, they're pricing people out of their own, jurisdictions and neighborhoods, but they're also considering it their duty of service. So if they see a homeless guy on the street or see something, I don't have to be charitable because I pay taxes, right? Or if they see, somebody in need, well, my tax dollars is taking care of that. So it's like, to me, it's stupid. Do you guys see that? Like, what, why are these people saying happy with the fraud, waste, and abuse with?
They're not.
They're not.
So, hold on.
Go ahead.
I'll do this in 45 seconds or less. They are not. They are fucking stupid. They are being contrary. They are doing things because it is the opposite of the things that are happening. They are saying things because they live on bullet points. Look, real quickly, CT on a show the other day had a very nice lady up, very intelligent, made very good points, but everything was based in a talking point. When you peeled it all back, it got to an empty talking point that had no thing in reality, no base in reality. Very, very simple. These people are not using logic or reason to try and formulate positions. They are regurgitating what is being told to them. Like Bling said earlier, they are being told it's a coup. But Bling, please explain to everybody how this can't be a coup.
Right. A coup is when the top dog is challenged or overthrown. These actions are coming from the executive. Okay. And to Gimpy's point, so the news apparatus, the authoritative sources, think about it. Politico just lost a crap load of revenue. All right. The rest of these guys, he canceled New York Times. He's going to be canceling some more next week. So you know their reflexive action is going to be to come back and put messaging out there that influences the poor and middle class who pay the taxes, who don't see benefit from it, but it flows into the coffers of these rich people. So what you got is poor and middle class people advocating on behalf of the political class because of the messaging from the propagandist media.
So, but at some point there has to be some type of cognitive dissonance, though, right? Chaotic, like, I mean, I think you go through this, or you might see this a lot, but you have to say at some point, for example, the USAID stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We always reject colonizers, right? The idea of colonization. Yet, when USAID was saying, well, we're going to these other countries to effectively spread the American way, spread. Like, at what point does cognitive dissonance settle in and say, like, look, like you're a fool?
So you're asking from the perspective of the recipient, right?
Whatever perspective you got.
They don't view it as colonization when they're getting free aid or something like that, right? They don't look at it as colonization, right? Or
so not the recipient, but these people that are advocating for this to continue, right? So you got the people that are, are opposing USAID's shut down or stopping, whatever. But these are the same people that oppose colonization, which effectively what we're seeing is USAID being a form of colonization in these other areas.
Yeah, I mean, to a degree, it is a form of colonization, man, and it is a form of cognitive dissidence, man. It's like it's hypocritical to support one thing and not the other. I could always argue, stop giving aid altogether to any of these places. I think that these places should consider doing for self at this point. So if you want to, answer the question right now or eliminate this idea of, I mean, it's 2025, man, and you would think by now people would be self-sufficient in terms of a country would be self-sufficient. So I think this exposure of the dastardly deeds of what has been going on with USAID has proven that maybe it's time for our country to fall back. So you won't even have this conversation about, one colonization, then, I don't know.
No, so when you say fall back, what do you mean? What do you mean by fall back?
I think we should just fall back. I think that America should stop. I mean, I really believe America should be in isolation, this country, to be honest with you, man. Let these countries do for self, man. Hey, look, in my opinion, man, just let these countries just do for self, man. Because you're always going to have this. I mean, okay, Trump is cleaning it up now. But who's to say what happened again in 4 years if the Democrats take over and they start funneling money?
They put it right back in place.
They put it right back in place, and you will get all types of people just taking money from the top, skimming from the top.
Reasons to name them a terrorist party.
Yeah.
So, but like, is that contrary to like expansion in places like Greenland or?
No, that's totally different.
But
that's different. We're looking at Greenland for the traditional reasons that countries look to expand resources. Okay, we're saying we want this because it has something we need. Simple.
Yeah.
We're not trying to spend money to influence these people to become gay, transgender, or bisexual.
Can I dovetail on that real quick? Like, I don't have a problem conquering. I have a problem pushing out leftist nonsense and saying that's what represents America and that's how you can emulate us. Right? Like, that's the difference. They're not the same thing. Conquering is conquering and taking over, whether it be through diplomacy like Blaine likes to do it or the tip of the sword like I like to do it. Right? Those are conquer. We come, we take, we assert our dominance as the superior nation.
Big balls.
Exactly. And we say America first. In our deals, in our war, whatever. But when you say we spend $28 million making a gay comic book for a bunch of people who don't need the gay comp. Like, it's not like they
want it.
Right, like this is us trying to influence them. This is America. No, that's not the America I want to push all over the world. I want to push across the world where you, I don't know, G.I. Joe, right? Like, more than G.I. Gay.
We used to do that, but we've got a evil agenda in place in America today that seeks to sow confusion all over the world. Not just, we're not satisfied with us being weirdos. We want everybody else to be also.
So I want to play the, I guess the kind of going response to, we talked about Sesame Street a little bit, but why they say this is kind of harmful. So I'm going to bring this up real quick.
Is funding Sesame Street a judicious use of soft power?
Well, Michael, the way you put it is the way I hope folks considering your poll today will think about it. This isn't just funding a kid show for children, millions of children in countries like Iraq. It's a show that helps teach values, helps teach public health, helps prevent kids from dying from dysentery and disease, and helps push values like collaboration, peacefulness, cooperation in a society where the alternative is ISIS, extremism, and terrorism. And to your point, it's pennies on the dollar. The U.S. Department of Defense has an annual budget of about $850 billion. USAID was spending about $30 billion. It is a small proportion of our total federal spending. And as Joe and I would often say, it's not just soft power, it's smart power. Let me leave you with one other quote, Michael, if I could. Jim Mattis, who is a 4-star Marine Corps general and Trump's Secretary of Defense in his first term, in a hearing back then said, if you slash development and aid spending, then I'm going to need more bullets for our troops.
He's a damn lie. He's a warmonger.
Dude,
he throws him out there. Wait a minute, Gimpy. He throws him out there like they do this. They throw these credentials like we're supposed to stop questioning after you mention he's a 4-star general. Okay. First of all, Sesame Street sucks. Have you ever watched Sesame Street?
Come on, man. No, man. Come on, man. This back in the day, season 3, season 4, season 5.
We didn't watch that garbage. We watched Speed Racer, and then we went outside and rode our bikes. Sesame Street.
Bro, I watched Sesame Street, man. Sesame Street was dope.
Look, what we need to do is
I'm the smartest dude on the planet.
Cut off this spending totally. Like you said, they can, at this point, I mean, it's been, 50 years of this? After World War II, we went into this mode, 75 years of this. They can't survive on their own. And most of the money is flowing up to Zelensky types, warlords anyway. Okay, it's just a giant slush fund. He makes it seem like, oh, it's just a little bitty part. Yeah, well, when you put all these other little bitty parts together, it becomes $50 billion. Literally, that's their budget.
That's the part of the argument that I cannot stand. I really, it's my money.
Right.
Like, I don't want one penny going towards this thing. Well, it's just a penny. No, I don't want my penny going towards that.
Exactly.
Right?
No, dude, you're right. You see, this is the bait and switch that they do. This is the trick that they play, right? They tell you that, look, bud, the military.
No, I'm laughing at Mark. I'm not laughing at you.
No, doubt. The military is way worse, has a much bigger budget. There's much more fraud and waste there. Why are you bothering here with this fraud and waste?
Right.
Dude, he just went for the easiest jugular. Look, and honestly, if it's because he didn't like that they were investigating him, right? Like that they're trying to say, I'm okay with that too. They do all that shit also. They did it the whole 4 years. Then he gave preemptive, clean slate. Dude, you threw the book out on Law and Order. I'd rather have clean government. I don't care if those kids are racist. I don't care if they make bad posts on the internet. You can have the entire DOGE team run around naked, covered in green jello, screaming, I love porn, to steal a quote from Demolition Man. I don't care. As long as they're during their shift hours, they're doing what they're paid for. As long as they're cutting this and they're killing all this, because I want leftism to die on the vine. Because you know what I realized in these 3 weeks? that if we cut all the government funding, even George Soros' billions can't change the scale anymore, because it's this government right here that is keeping everything I hate alive with my money. So fuck that.
And also go back to what that guy said. Think about what he's saying. He's saying that if we don't fund these programs, then we're gonna have to genuflect toward armed conflict. What about the State Department? That's a thing, right? Yeah. So you mean to tell me if we can't have jihadi Sesame Street, then there's nothing in between that and Mattis getting a bigger defense budget?
I mean, look, I mean, they're showing their hand, and again, what's evil is deception. Again, you don't have to be a Christian faith, but I'm gonna tell you this: Satan thrives on deception, and there it is right there. But shout out to Rico. Most of the money coming back home into their pockets, which 100% agree with. Hey guys, make sure you hit like, share, and subscribe on this show. Get the word out, guys. We are bringing back shame to all these clowns that's in Washington or with, even within the neighborhood. But right now we're going to take a quick break. Check out all we have at Metro Conservative Media. So go ahead and roll that clip. Reason.
It's time for Pop and Politics. It appears that time period following slavery and Jim Crow were not as harmful to the black community, to black family, as the legacy of liberalism and the welfare state.
You have this candidate that checks all these boxes. Well, she's black-ish, check the box. She's female, check the box. She's from California, check the box. And she's not Joe Biden. Right. Most importantly, check the box. We ought to win. Somebody roll out Beyonce.
You lie, you steal, you cheat, you cause fear, you cause all kinds of chaos, and now you want us to somehow take your sob stories as if you're on our side. Get them.
We are seeing, how Marxism, how communism have infiltrated many of our institutions, and one of the main institutions that have been infiltrated is the church.
He took into the pulpit of that church, in front of his parishioners, someone whose stated goal was to kill children. Every single perversion that the Bible stands against, he let that person, personified evil, stand in his pulpit.
America has never been a democracy. It has been a republic. And that's part of the big problem. People don't understand the difference. This is how dumb. Like I said, they won't bring us on The View.
Welcome back to the All-American Talk Show.
We are talking about OnlyFans, otherwise known in the studio here as Lonely Fans.
And 4.1 million creators, and of that, 84% are female. But here's the crazy part. So for all they're doing, they earn an average of $180 per month.
Bill's gonna go meet someone in an alley by a dumpster, and KJ and I are gonna keep talking for a little bit.
Is our movement going to be sympathetic to these people if they decide, look, I don't want to do this anymore?
Oh my gosh, I had bad dreams, Giovanni. It's like I had to watch multiple minutes of The View.
As Maryland has literally, our legislature, our General Assembly, has literally tried to take the word parent out of even health education.
I don't care about the public schools, and I don't care about the teachers there. What I care about are that the students who go there get the education they need to become productive adults.
Just the Guys Podcast.
They all look the same. He's a real pretty boy, asking the questions real softly and nodding his head. Yes, mama. Yes, mama.
Madam President, these gentlemen do not believe that you are intelligent. I beg to differ.
I was the first vice president or president to ever in office go to a reproductive health care clinic.
Her strategy to win black votes was putting a twerking rapper on stage, saying that she cooked collard greens in the bathtub.
And you see a lot of black men typically vote in the way of the cooch.
When you take government out of it, things go back to where they're supposed to go.
The guy should have all of these things that the guy should have done to protect himself. Why don't we just say keep your legs closed?
80% of the world walking out there is hedonistic degenerates who believe freedom is defined by how hedonistic and degenerate you express yourself.
You better thank a union member. That bullshit, okay?
By the way, before we go on, I'd just like to point out, I stand by my own personal highlight. 80% of the world is degenerates who measure their freedom by how degenerate and how hedonistic they are, for sure. I was thinking about it since you put that together, dude. I stand by that 100%.
Hey man, it's just facts, man. It's just what it is, man. But yeah, welcome back, guys. Welcome back to Just the Guys again. Like all the Metro Conservative Media productions, Poppin' Politics, KJ was Christian Conservatives. It's KJ and CJ.
Mm-hmm.
Just the Guys,
hurt.
especially.
I felt like that hurt when you said that.
Well, it's a lot of CJs, KJs, KC, whatever it is. But follow them and All American Talk, guys. We're building a network, and if you may, if that's something that you may think you want to do, like join the movement, definitely hit us up. Right now, you can hit us up at info@metroconservativemedia.com. But before we start getting back in the real topic, the whole getting the CNN anchors to say big balls and getting all these people to say big balls just made me really think about this. So I just want to play this real quick.
Birthday, great to see you here.
Dixie Normus.
So I will say the name, Craven Moorhead.
So Vandercox, I see you.
Shout to Mike Hunt, happy birthday.
Drew Peacock.
Eating Beaver.
Eileen Ulick, I see you.
Jack Mayhoffer, happy
Goose Drew Peebles.
Mike Hawkener, happy birthday.
Phil McCrevis, 20.
Oliver Closehoff.
Phil McCracken, happy Dixie Rex.
And Hugh Janus tapping at my leaderboard.
Colonel Angus.
Janus. I'm on to you.
Buster Cherry, happy birthday. Great to see you here.
Dixie Norman.
All right. Oh, guys, you guys remember those?
The Simpsons.
Yeah, The Simpsons.
IP Freely. Amanda Huggins. I'm looking for Amanda Huggins.
Hey, check this out. This is breaking news. This is good news. Some people might know, but I didn't. This is Trump. Quote, I will be signing an executive order next week ending ridiculous Biden push for paper straws, which don't work. Back to plastic.
Saw that. Well, that was interesting.
So speaking of paper straws, let me go ahead and roll this.
That's my president.
Make straws great again.
We can talk about this.
America great again.
So here we go, guys.
We have the clip.
Oh, you got it? Go ahead.
Of course.
All right, go ahead and play it. Man.
Thank you.
You want to end all plastic manufacturing?
I said the plastics industry must be stopped.
So does that mean end plastic manufacturing?
I mean, in my dream world, sure, but I think that. Go ahead.
No, so I don't mean to be condescending here. I just point out what's going to replace your glasses.
So I
would you
do
wear your
know.
glasses around your face. They're made of plastic.
Maybe.
No,
I don't know what they're made out of.
They are. What about, and I just point out some things here because I just want to be realistic when we're having conversations. Because when statements are made like this, I just want to open people's eyes and say, well, okay, that's easy to say, but what's the solution? Your water bottle in front of you.
This one?
Yes. That plastic?
No.
The lid is. That's plastic.
Right. So
Right.
I would say to your
cell phone-
question that I would first be concerned about single-use plastics, and then we can talk about alternatives to this.
Your cell phone there. Is it plastic?
The cases, but it's glass because I broke
The components
the
inside of it's
screen
not
yesterday.
plastic? The components made out of it's not plastic? Yeah, they are. The water that you filled that water bottle up with, where'd you fill that water bottle up out of?
A water filling station.
All right, and it was delivered by a drink station that was plastic?
I didn't check.
The edges are. The piping coming to it. Now, you have a couple of choices with the piping. We could go back to using wood, but then you have to line it in chemical. Or we could go back and use lead, because we used to have water piping that was lead, That was harmful to us. We go back to galvanized, but galvanized rust and had discoloration. We go back to copper, but copper has to be mined, and everybody wants to stop mining in the U.S. So you use plastic to deliver piping that you fill that water bottle up with today. I point this out because the clothes you have on, I guarantee you have plastic in it. The shoes you have on your feet, the soles of those shoes are plastic. So we talk about any plastic manufacturing, and everybody in here cheers when you say that, but everybody here is depending on plastic as you set. So if you want to end it, then quit using it. It's kind of like I don't shop at certain places right now because I don't agree with some of their policies. I choose not to do that. You can choose to not use plastic. Do your work. If you believe it, then live it that way.
You know why?
So hold on. So this is why women should not play in men's sports. No, hold on. And I only say that, right? Because of this comment right here.
Oh my God.
And then I think it was, who was it? I don't know if it was Bryson Gray or if it was Tom McDonald that had that one line that said, no more plastic straws wrapped in paper, just paper straws wrapped in plastic. I think it was Tom McDonald that had it in the rap. But I'm going to say this, and then I want you guys to comment CT up. So this guy, and I know I'm just completely forget what I just said, but this guy just mansplained, and
the shit out of that.
No, he mansplained, and he showed.
Oh God!
Hold on, he disgraced black women, especially this young black girl. In black, I guess this was just coming out in Black History Month, and I don't know if I can stand for this guy. So CT, go ahead.
I actually did a story about I forgot the senator. I forgot his name. He's a former MMA fighter. I forgot his name. Anyway, that was from 2 years ago. Actually, it's genius, man. Plastics are an environmental concern, but we need plastics until we find a better alternative. We need them. It's a part of our daily lives, and he is correct. But one thing about what he's doing, and it's one of the reasons why people hate me, is because I'm the kid that calls out the bullshit in the story with the emperor's new clothing. The king is naked. He doesn't have any new clothes on. When I was in college, I went to a very liberal arts college, and you would literally see liberal retards. They'll have a $2,000 computer, and you guys know where I'm going with this. They have a $2,000 computer, and on the computer, they have a stupid sticker that will say, "End capitalism." You know, so he pretty much is doing that at a higher level. You know, he and again, it's brilliant. The girl is so stupid. I forgot that girl's name. She's some sort of environmentalist, works with some stupid nonprofit, and she's retarded. The car I'm pretty sure she didn't teleport there. So she got there with a car made out of plastics. And he's right. Almost everything around her is plastic. So my argument is, how can you protest against something that you are a part of? You are a part of the very same hypocrisy that you're protesting against. The same thing with people who have a problem with slavery. No, you don't, because you're participating in the slave market right now by buying these phones, man. How do you think these phones get made? So I think what he did was brilliant. And the beauty of what we are seeing now is just the fact that we can open air call everybody out on their bullshit. You know, we all are part of the same hypocrisy. And unless you live off the grid, you really can't really protest against anything at this point. Hey, if you don't like plastics, go live in the Sahara Desert, man. Go live somewhere where there's not a civilization at. Other than that, you're gonna have plastics around you. So bring back the plastic straws.
So I want to add to the point here, because This is why they want to use children or young people for this, is because they really have no view of the world, right? And really, the longer you live, the more dots you see, and the more dots you see how they connect, right? And if you're young and impressionable, you don't know, even if you should know certain things, you don't know that plastics are everywhere. You don't really know that because you can't put that. You haven't made those those connections. Right. And this is exactly why they want to use children when it comes to all of these non-normal activities, whether it's climate, gender, religious, what have you. That's why they want to use children for this. Chadwick, I want to get you. I'm sorry. Reason. I want to get you in here.
No, I was sitting back looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, like, wow, we are in a wonderful day and age.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's wonderful that now, present day, you can look at somebody with their face and say,
your mic cut out.
My mic is cutting out?
You can do what? We missed that.
You could look at somebody in their face and say, you're stupid. I think that's a beautiful thing. I think
always do that.
No. I get it, but I mean, I just believe that for the last, couple of years, there's been this free speech problem that, you haven't been able to say the truth, and the truth is considered bashing or insulting and all that good stuff. But the truth is the truth. I believe how he went about this was absolutely and utterly magnificent. Sometimes I believe you need to kill or beat a dead horse.
No.
Every now and then you have to make it so ground level that they get to that. I do not believe there is a point. She's sitting there and she's going, okay. Okay, he's intentionally trying to make me look stupid. I mean, I'm sure she got to a point when she goes, okay, I understand this, but he's still going. So right now, he's intentionally just trying to make me look stupid. And I think that's a beautiful thing that we could finally get to the point where, because I know Logic's going to talk about it a little later. That, I believe, is the most beautiful way to shame somebody. I think that is the most eloquent way to shame somebody, by
Shaming
just
with
making.
compassion.
Yeah, absolutely. You can make someone look just incredibly stupid, kindly, but they need to look stupid. That's just how I feel about it.
Rico Wright, thanks for the $2 super chat. Chaotic, telling the uncomfortable truth.
Thank you, appreciate it.
You know what you got also here, and it's not just women. There are a lot of people who just do not understand the complexities that make the world work on a day-to-day basis, and they don't even, they're not even cognizant that there are interdependent systems that all need to work perfectly. They're behind the curtain, okay, operating so that you can do something as simple as commute from your home to your place of work on a daily basis. They're like half a dozen systems or more that come into play to enable you to do that. And they're just people who either don't understand the systems or don't want to understand them. Okay, so it's easy to say, let's get rid of oil, if you don't understand that the asphalt you're driving on, the tires you're driving on, the plastic in the car, the plastic in everything, all of this is manufactured using petroleum-based products, which naturally occur. Okay, and furthermore, one day you will be oil. Okay, people don't grasp this stuff, man.
Yeah, man, we got to go back to the story of the pencil, man.
Dude, wait, hold on.
Go ahead.
Speaking to people don't grasp this stuff, this comment here shows you how you don't grasp this stuff. As a MAGA, I voted for Trump to fix illegal transfer from girls' sports, but we have checks and balances. We want unvetted Elon out from our agency systems. This is hands down shows you don't understand how this works.
That's right.
the things you're talking about created the environment of the swamp where there is no actual oversight, because people like you say, well, Congress is paid not to give a fuck. Through these agencies, it goes around the world and right back into their pockets. It is the best thing that even people like you probably get fooled when someone like AOC says, oh, I'm only worth 45 grand. Dude, she got paid $10 million by Netflix for the documentary that she made when she got elected the first time. How is she worth 45 grand? Like, you people have to stop being stupid. There is no oversight. There is no one out there working for you. If Trump doesn't gut it from the inside hard, it's never going to happen. And unless people start waking up.
Furthermore, Elon is a special government employee, one of thousands of people who fit in that particular classification. You don't know the other 9,999, but they've got all kinds of access too. Somebody said, well, DOGE is not in the Constitution. Neither is the FBI or the IRS.
Or the Department of Education, or USAID,
right. So
AID.
Again, people do not understand the basics of how the world.
They're all fucking stupid, dude.
Right.
They are degenerates and dumb.
Real quick, here's the other thing. Now, I've worked in politics, policy. I was elected. I was a lobbyist. I'm going to tell you something. A lot of people aren't going to like this. You think you know politics because you watch it on TV every day. It's the same symptom of a guy who does the Monday morning quarterback thing and tells, the quarterback what he should have done. The reality of it is 99% of Americans don't know the first thing about how our government works. They don't. And just because you watch it on CNN, they don't know how the government works. If they did, they wouldn't be talking the way they do.
Dude, and they lie about it. They're paid to lie about it anyhow. We just found that out with premium subscriptions.
So before you come off with following these tropes that the media put out for you, before you act like Pavlov's dog and just succumb to programming, why don't you sit and read the Constitution? It's written in plain language. It's not legalese. Read it.
Oh, I mean, some people can't sit that long, man. I mean, come on.
Look, you can read the Bill of Rights. No.
We got all sorts of problems when you say that.
Logic, you're basically saying, oh, somebody can't sit down and read a book, man. You can't commit time to
people can't even read at grade level. What are you talking about?
Read the Bill of Rights.
That's part of it.
Either.
I mean, but that's part of it. Like this is all part of the system, right? Let's dumb down education, right? You can't read it, right? So therefore and thou, right? If those words are in the language, you can't interpret it. You then turn over all of your trust into the experts, which I have my own theory on experts who just like hearing the sound of their own voice, right? So you turn all your decision making, your thinking over to the experts because you can't read, and then this is what we get, right? This is part of the plan to dumb down people, just make sexuality the main thing, talk about how terrible America is by only focusing on the negative aspects, right? I mean, it's like I said, it's just all.
And Michael Brown, I reject that. There's too much of that going around. A lot of that happens in the black community, where you say, "Oh, well, you made it, man. How, you know, we grew up in West Baltimore. You made it. Why can't it? Oh, I'm special." Okay, have some sympathy. Most people have two jobs, and they're counting on government to do the right thing. If you are over the age of 21 and you are counting on government to do the right thing, then you are deluding yourself. Okay, I mean, let's get real.
Yeah, I mean, so again, most of the guys we're above average big balls, and you know, let's leave it at that, man. We're above average. So I did have a bonus.
12 cents in his face.
So I did have two more topics that I wanted to, but I'm not going to get to the other one because one of the things I did want to talk about is the bootstraps. I don't know where white people's bootstraps came from, that black people can't pull themselves up from their own bootstraps. You know, there was some bootstraps that fell from heaven for white people, but that's another story. We'll talk about that later, maybe in Black History Month. But I do want to bring back shame. So we're going to play this clip, and I'm going to give all the guys a little bit of time to respond. Did you download that clip, Reason, or do I need to?
Come on, man. I take care of
Don't be
everything.
shocked
You
if
know
it's
that.
CT at his high school.
All right, go ahead, play this clip, and then we're gonna go around the horn, and everybody gonna get a chance to shame this right here.
Copy.
Hello, my name is Ace. I also go by Spade and Alex. A lot of people call me Marshmallow. I use any pronouns except for she, her, and I am the social media secretary of the Saline Middle School Gay Straight Alliance Club. This will be our first video, so we are doing a brief introduction of the membership. But other than that, have a good time here.
Hi, I'm Jinx. I go by they pronouns, and I am the vice president of GSA, and I am Cal's father.
Hi, my name is B. Pronouns they, them, and I'm GSA secretary. One little fact about myself is that I like public speaking.
Hello, my name is Asher Rohan, depending on where you know me from. My pronouns are they, them, and I am the club treasurer. Fact about me is that I'm an artist. I like to draw digitally, and yeah, that's it.
I'm Socks. I'm the 8th grade representative to GSA. I use she, they pronouns, and one interesting fact about me is that I was one of 3 cuttable characters in the play.
Hi, my name is Clover. My pronouns change often, but if you don't know, just say they, them. I'm the 6th grade representative, and one fact about me is I love manga.
The president did not want to be in this video, but their name is Cal, and they have purple and black hair, if you wanted to know.
That means
Bye!
Fucking verbal vomit.
Reason.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Just go in.
Yeah, this is why our children are failing today. Our children are failing today because their parents have no control, and their schools don't allow their parents to have control. Well, now, I'm sorry, Trump has changed that. But when this probably was recorded, these kids were, I'm sure they don't even know which hole is which. This is seriously like one of those, you know what? I'm not going to do it. I'll just say, you know what? This is absolutely and inordinately bad. These kids this is demonic. You know, they're taking rainbow flags, which were rainbows, which were originally biblical, that had a meaning behind it, and turned it into this bullshit. We are sitting here turning our children into, just something that makes absolutely no sense anymore. This is absolutely terrible. I have no words for this. I think, quite frankly, that the parents of these children that are allowing these children to be this way are going through some sort of mental illness, and then not having their kids psychologically evaluated. So that I don't.
All right, Gimpy. Oh, where not that's not Gimpy. Gimpy. Bring back some shame, bro. Shame.
Revolting and convulsing and revulsion from that. So first, I'd like to say it's good to see American children still have imagination, because all those people live in imagination land, those small children. Second of all, I want to make sure that we're all clear that they also have all these kids brainwashed by masking them, right? They're all wearing masks and all behaving like brainwashed imbeciles throughout it, again, using their very vivid imagination. But the most important thing I derive from that, in the Gay Straight Alliance Club in that school, the only straight kid refused to be in the video, the president of the club. So, look, I appreciate that kids got to be kids and everything, but kids also needs discipline. And that's what you saw there is the adults in their life don't want to discipline them. Otherwise, you can't walk around pretending you're they, thems. Dude, mental illness has to, you want to bring back shame? I want to bring back mental institutions.
Right on. All right. Soldiers.
Look.
Real quick. Shout out to Shantia for the $10 super chat. Keep up the great work. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
No
appreciate you.
do what you need to do to get your kids in a non-government school learning situation. You will not dictate to the government how they run any aspect of their operation. You're not walking into the Pentagon and telling them how to run anything. You're not walking into the local board of education and doing that either. Get your kid out of government schools. Do what you have to do. It's your responsibility. Okay. And don't tell me you work in 2 jobs. My mother worked 2 jobs and I was homeschooled. We were dirt poor. It's possible, especially in 2025.
Wow. There you go, CT.
Can I get deep?
Shane, bring it.
Don't drown.
How much time do we have?
Go
for it, bro.
CT.
Take the big screen, sir. Go ahead.
Big balls.
Are you guys familiar with the duck-billed platypus?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, I don't know you guys' religious belief or, well, I do, but to a degree that I'm about to get into. Chaotic, what the hell does the duck-billed platypus have to do with this? Give me a second. I know what you guys are thinking. I think the duck-billed platypus is going through a gradual stage of evolution. Look how silly it looks. Look at the duck-billed platypus, right? It lays eggs. It's a mammal. It has what are the feet called? Not hooves.
Webbed feet.
Webbed feet.
A bill, feathers. It looks like a silly concoction some 3rd grader would draw or something. But what if the duck-billed platypus is going through some sort of gradual evolutionary process that we can't see in real time because as human beings, unfortunately, we only live a very small amount of time. But what if the duck-billed platypus in 50,000 years is a completely different animal, right? Now, what if we are going through some gradual process here with these do funny kids? Hey man, let these do funny kids have that little stupid program, that little organizations at these high schools and colleges. And you are right, Tyrone. Homeschool your kids, send them to private school. We all know that, right? But what if humanity is really weeding out the weak so that we can get to a gradual stage? Like we might be going through some sort of evolutionary process, right? As human beings, we can't see it. We only live 80, 90 years, unfortunately. But what if humanity is just weeding out the weak? That is the duck-billed platypus. It's a funny looking creature, right? Now hear me out for a minute. I got this is my funny idea. Let these people be, right? In my opinion, right? This is the most, in my opinion, the Western Hemisphere is the most do funny hemisphere on the planet. But for some reason, we still are the most dominant. China, that's not the Western Hemisphere. North Korea is not the Western Hemisphere. The Middle East isn't. Now, they may have do funnies in their populations, but how come they're not as powerful? Maybe having these people within the population does something for us. And maybe they weed themselves out anyway, obviously, through that 3 or 4-letter thing. I'm not going to say it. Or a 3-letter thing. But maybe these people are being weeded out of the population. And maybe our population gets stronger by weeding out the weak.
So you're saying this is natural selection?
Maybe it's just some sort of natural selection that we're not really comprehending because, again, we don't live that long. But I'm telling you, man, I'm not a do funny. And I'm not necessarily a do funny supporter, other than when it comes to making Starbucks for me. I mean, I don't want none of you.
But you're a do funny advocate.
No, not an advocate.
DFA.
But I see something special here with those kids. I look at it, I observe these kids from afar. Most of them aren't gonna breed. Most of them are gonna delete themselves. Let's be honest about it. I'm just gonna be honest about it. They're not gonna breed. They're gonna eventually delete themselves. And how powerful will they really be within the population? Yeah, we got a lot of do funnies that have made impressive inroads within our society. But will they really control the military? Will they really control the courts? Will they really control the?
They almost did control the military.
Yeah, what was that HHS person?
Hold on for a second. Now I'll admit. Let me just finish here because I don't want you because I want to be very clear. I don't want you guys to I want to be clear so you guys won't make any funny jokes afterwards. Let me just land the plane. Yeah, the military opened it up, made it normal for weirdos and freaks to get in. But did it really cause damage to the military? Were there do funnies on the submarines?
It did.
Good recruitment numbers were bottomed out.
Yeah,
so we had troons that were commanding submarines in our seas.
Now, what you have is a breakdown of discipline, and that's proven with the December recruitment numbers.
Recruitment was low. That's fine.
December was astronomical.
Right. Okay.
And January broke records.
What's up, Heaven? Salute to you. I just unenrolled my daughter from the district last week on January 30th, 2025. I just started homeschooling, and I am enjoying her. Or I am enjoying teaching her the correct, right way, the African way, Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's working. Salute to you, Evan. Positivity to me. Thank you so much.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Just so you know, Heaven, I homeschool my daughter as well. So good stuff. Absolutely.
So right on. So I do think we got to bring back shame on this, and I do think this is the kids that need to be bullied. But parents, be aware there is a GSA in a school near you, and partially I blame this on the parents too, because you have to be aware of what's going on in your schools. You have to be aware of what's going on in in your school district, in the child's classroom. So parents really should be ashamed. And fathers, please stand up.
Who's gonna make your Starbucks logic?
Hey man, look, I make my own coffee, brother.
No.
Same here, man.
I don't make my own coffee. Look, man, you're sounding like you sound like they pick our crops.
You don't make your own coffee.
Man, I don't go to Starbucks, man.
Bro,
when I don't make my own coffee, I go to Dunkin' Donuts, man. I don't go to Starbucks.
Yo, but to be fair, Dunkin' Donuts, they're just less do funny. They're still do funny.
No, not any.
Nah, by me, it's Indian and white girls who are blue haired.
Yeah, the Indians control it.
Yeah. So you just got one that's off on the island because ain't no Indians out there.
Yeah, that's true.
Starbucks, you got to know.
Dude, don't be angry that I live in a beautiful white neighborhood.
Guys,
do you agree with what I was saying that maybe this is some sort of natural selection?
So I get it. I do think there is some of that, but I think as men, particularly as men, we're called to be leaders and call this stuff out and show people a way, show people a different way. Because if you're if you leave it to their own devices, what is like idle hands is the devil's playground. Yeah. These kids have nothing else. Yeah. Idle mind, idle hands, whatever. Idle mind is the devil's playground. These kids
idle hands make devil's work.
So I was confusing the two.
Combining them together. Yeah.
Confusing them two. So not confusing, but combine them, merge them, right? But these kids clearly have nothing to do, right? And this is idle minds at work. And I do think men in particular need to stand up and call this stuff out and put these kids to work. Quite frankly, put them to work, right? Because if you're working, you have no time to really believe and hone in on the idea that you can be something else, right? I'm not talking about ambition and dreams like that, but really adopting and it becoming you that you're a dolphin. Like that doesn't.
That's stupid.
That's stupid. Right? If you want to, if my son's at a Sonic the Hedgehog party, if he wants to play Sonic the Hedgehog today, think he's fast and he wants to eat chili dogs, that's fine. But you are not, son, ever going to be Sonic the Hedgehog.
So you're telling me I'm not an AH-47 Apache attack?
I hate to break it to you,
Gimpy.
They're not sending you those missiles, bro.
I hate to break it to you, but guys, we are way over time. I appreciate everyone hanging out with us. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, everything here, Just the Guys. Also check out all the other Metro Conservative Media shows. Poppin' Politics. Shout out to the ladies.
Get that breakdown,
Christian Conservative with KJ, CJ. Shout out to what they're doing. All American Talk, man. They went in on Friday this week. They did another show. But guys, Metro Conservative Media now has content pretty much every day of the week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and it might switch up between Friday and Saturday because the ladies do a show on Friday or Saturday. But guys, this week we actually had every Metro Conservative Media had a show on every day of the week. So shout out to what we're doing here. So guys, make sure you like, share, subscribe. We're going to see you guys next week. And
peace. Guys, before we go, Chaotic Truth Live as well and Soldiers of Finance. Check these two channels out. Yeah. Soldiers, my man, this guy, I sit back, any investing advice you could possibly think of, this guy is he's a brain. This guy's brilliant. Trust me.
But the Soldiers channel now, man. Y'all gotta follow Soldiers channel because somebody mentioned Brandon Johnson earlier in the chat. Brandon has a bad name right now. Brandon Johnson. What's the Brandon? What's the other Brandon?
Brandon Scott.
No, not the one in that little small town.
Oh, yeah. Oh man. They're everywhere, man.
He had a black name too, like Brandon. So we got Brandon Scott here in Baltimore, Brandon Johnson in Chicago, and that little Brandon something. But
it's another Brandon. You're right.
But Soldiers is breaking it down on that channel, and then of course we got King of the FBA's Chaotic.
And the Montrians.
Hey, see Chaotic Truth Live. And the crazy thing is this, you guys, shout out to Imperius who just showed up in the chat and he's sitting here like, I'm ready to go.
Yes, everyone's favorite molested Catholic.
Hey guys, so let me ask what you think of this.
Absolutely.
So I think
Imperius.
I think the last Saturday of every month we'll do a real live call-in show. I'm thinking the last Saturday we do the call-in show. What you guys think about that?
Brandon King, by the way.
Brandon King. There we go.
There we go.
A full call-in show. So make sure you guys
I think that would be fun. Yeah.
The last Saturday of every month is going to be our full call-in show. You join in, and we're gonna light the stage up. So.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Guys, absolute pleasure. Have a wonderful evening.